On 3D tonight, a lifetime habit, Alfred's last battle, the pawnbroking boom, instant money, and a voice for the homeless, the man on the street. Good evening and welcome to 3D. Every day, smoking kills 300 people in this country. That's why the government wants to cut the number of smokers by a third within 7 years. They haven't banned tobacco advertising, although they did win the battle this week for bigger health warnings on cigarette packets. It's those warnings about the dangers of smoking that are at the centre of a legal test case brought by a dying man.
Despite doctors' orders, Alfred McTeer and his wife Margaret have come to Malta for what they both know will be his last holiday. Alfred, a lifelong 60-day smoker, has lung cancer. At 48, he's been told he will not live to see another summer.
Because I'm dying of cancer, I decided to come abroad to Malta for one last sort of good holiday with my wife and myself. That's the reason we came here. We've been together 28 years, so it's more or less like the second honeymoon for us, you know, because it's a long time since our first one. You see things that you know you'll never see again, or you think you won't ever see again, because there's no date or time when I'm going to die, but it's going to be close, you know.
Alfred's last days have an added urgency. He's fighting a test case for the anti-smoking lobby, the first person to sue a cigarette company for selling a dangerous product.
And some cakes, so she's saying.
The first battle is with his own body. He must stay alive long enough to give vital court evidence.
You can hear the difference, can't you?
A week later, Alfred's health is deteriorating rapidly.
Just take 3 breaths in and out. Just whisper 99 for me.
99.
And again.
99.
Okay. Is there any tenderness around there?
Just the top, yeah. I actually stuck these things.
The left lung is now completely filled up with either fluid or tumour. I think that what we have to accept is that we don't have any specific treatment for you. What we can do is to use medication to make you feel better. I don't think that anything that we have available is likely to influence the tumour in terms of shrinking it, stopping it, growing, or making it go away. The predominant cause of lung cancer in the Western world is cigarette smoking. And if you want to put it into proportion, in the UK, about 40,000 people a year will develop lung cancer, and a vast majority of them will die. The cure rates of lung cancer are very poor, and only about 5 out of 100 patients with lung cancer will survive despite treatment.
Alfred is now taking 11 different drugs to control his increasing pain.
It's disgusting.
He blames the tobacco companies for not warning of the risks of smoking when he started in 1964. At that time, there were no health warnings on packets, and, like millions of others, he was seduced by the glamorous image of smoking.
Get the taste, the 3-5 taste. The 3-5 taste.
3 5s. Get the taste.
Because of Alfred's weakening health, his solicitor is arranging for a special court to be held in the McTeers' front room.
There'll be 12 in total, and one of which will be whom we call the commissioner, who's like a judge. And what in effect you'll have is a miniature court hearing in your very front room for the purpose of taking your evidence, because I think you know that this may take 2 years, this case. So that's why your evidence requires to be taken now.
Yeah, in case I'm not there.
That's right, and while you're still able to give your evidence properly.
The thing is, what do you think? What chances have we got of this?
I think your case has all the ingredients which were required for a successful case, that you started before warnings were put on the packets. You tried to stop when the warnings came on. There's no doubt from medical evidence that it was the smoking that caused the cancer. And those three ingredients are just what we're looking for.
Yeah.
So I think because of that your case is as strong as anyone's could be, and I think you will win. If we succeed, then there would be a flood of claimants in Scotland who would raise court actions against the tobacco companies. But not only in Scotland, because the eyes of the world are watching this case, so you would have a flood of claims, I believe, in the Western world, especially America, and in England, if Alfred is successful.
Don't you ever take that too much? My grandchildren are, oh God, there's not much you can say about them. They're just fantastic. Oh. It's really hurts me when you think you'll never see them grow up, you know, and go through their school years and, you know, their young adult lives, and it's really hurts, you know, because, you know, I love them very deeply. Yeah, the reason I've took this action against Imperial Tobacco Company was the likes of youngsters coming up is to, for my particular thing, I would like cigarettes, smoking banned altogether, so there was no chance of youngsters catching cancer or any disease associated with tobacco smoking. A lot of people think we are fighting a losing battle, but someday the common man must win. And I'm sure this is the thing. I really am sure. I'll not see it, but I hope somebody will, you know. And we just put an end to it all, once and for all.
Alfred died a few days after giving his evidence. His widow Margaret has vowed to continue the legal battle on his behalf.
I must continue it for his sake. It's as simple as that. And just let other people just see, you know, what happens. People don't know the dangers of smoking. I didn't know, but I know now, and I wouldn't smoke again. And I think people have to realise the dangers of smoking. I'm prepared to carry on the battle to the end, no matter how many years it takes, because it was what he wanted. We have to do it for his sake. And if it takes 10 years, 15 years, and I can't continue it, hopefully my family will continue the battle. We have to see it right to the end.
Imperial Tobacco say they will defend this case and are confident of winning. They'll also defend any similar cases. They add that since proceedings are still pending in the McTeer case, they don't wish to discuss it. The economic boom of the 1980s was born on a sea of credit. By the end of the decade, on average, every adult in the country